Yo. Welcome back to Tremonte and Friends Boxing. Please like and subscribe to the channel. Tell your friends, your colleagues, your children, your enemies, your arch nemesis. Tell the federal government to subscribe to my channel. And we're going to get right into it. Stop blaming Floyd Mayweather Jr., man. It's not solely his fault that you have fighters today wanting to be undefeated and to retire undefeated. There are people who retired from boxing before Floyd that were undefeated. Joe Kazaki went undefeated. Everybody knows about Rock Marciano. Floyd just popularized it as he was becoming a pay-per-view star, as he was becoming, a larger-than-life figure, within the sport and outside of the sport of boxing. When Floyd retired, towards his retirement, he was very adamant about being undefeated, and that's something he hung his hat on. Going in undefeated in any sport is absurd. I don't care who you are. If you have enough fights, especially in combat sports, and you return undefeated, that's crazy within itself. That's almost like unbelievable. Especially Floyd, because he was fighting champion after champion after champion. People forget, when he fought De La Hoya was kind of favored in that fight. It was a smaller ring. I remember I watched it live. And Floyd, I believe, won by split decision. So it wasn't like a blow away fight that we're known like Floyd dominating people. Floyd came in, he took the less amount of money than De La Hoya. De La Hoya was more of the star. A lot of people came to see him that fight. And Floyd beat him, After that is when it really started to become a thing about being undefeated. But Floyd was fighting champions. It's not he was just fighting. But y'all remember he fought Maidana? Floyd was fighting. He fought Zab. Floyd fought Miguel Cotto. Floyd fought Ricky Hatton. Floyd fought Carlos Baldomir. These are champions, former champions. In and around the weight class, he fought Canelo, obviously. Dominated him. Floyd's been fighting a lot of people. Robert Guerrero, I can go down the list. And if you just look at Floyd's career, if you're not a historian or if you just don't have like a good memory of boxing, you don't have to be a historian or an expert. Floyd was fighting people who were champions. And he was beating them like handily. Like his skill set and his ability is like something you haven't seen since probably like Roy Jones Jr. But back to the point. I'm trying to make a point here about him being undefeated. And then you compare him to boxers today, a lot of them younger, especially if they're American fighters, they look up to Floyd, as they should. And they're like, hey, I want to be undefeated. I'm undefeated. I want to retire undefeated. Most of them won't retire undefeated. They won't. For a few reasons. Number one, they're not Floyd. And what I mean by that is a lot of these guys aren't dedicated to the craft of getting better and challenging themselves. Floyd went through hell to be undefeated. Those Maidana fights were very tough fights, man. Towards the end of Floyd's career, it wasn't like he was in his prime when he beat Gotti. Towards the end of his career, it was tough fights, man. And then you have people today, the younger fighters are like, well, Floyd can do it. But you remember, Floyd was a star. It wasn't like he's just some run-of-the-mill fighter who doesn't have, context to his story. Floyd was in the Olympics. He became a pro. And when he became a pro, things changed, like drastically as his career progressed to where he could become such a star. His personality, remember, he was Pretty Boy Floyd first. And then he became Money Mayweather as the money started trickling in. And he created this larger-than-life, again, personality. Really, as a character, he almost became a caricature of himself, but he was so good inside the ring from bell to bell that you couldn't help. You were either watching him to get beat, to get knocked out, or you're watching them to put on a classic performance. Some people would say it's boring, but if you like the hit and not get hit style of boxing, you appreciate it, Floyd, like I do. These guys today, they're not that. I don't think, one thing about Floyd that I want to get across here in this video, Floyd cared about fighting and being the best. He wanted to beat you. His skill set allowed him to disassemble you. Your best skill, he would disassemble you, and you couldn't hit him. I've seen people comparing Shakur Stevenson to Floyd Mayweather, and there are similarities, defensively. And Shakur is great in his own right. Remember, Floyd was fighting champions after champions. So I'm not saying Shakur doesn't want to fight these guys. Some of these guys are running from him. But Floyd was lining them up back to back to back to back. So much so you're like, oh my God, when is he going to fight somebody? He is, though. He's just beating them so bad that it makes it look like they shouldn't be in the ring with him. So when I see people today like, oh, it's Floyd's fault that these guys don't want to challenge themselves and they want to just stay undefeated. Floyd challenged himself. Look at his career. Look at the names on Floyd's resume. He really challenged himself back to back to back fights. And he was dominating to the point that the average person is like, he's not fighting anybody. But that's not true. Now, these guys today, I'm not going to say any names, they're not trying to challenge themselves. They're trying to take the path of least resistance. And in boxing, that's okay. But if you want to make yourself a pay-per-view star, if you want to make yourself someone like Canelo who's bringing in money and smite, you have to fight people. Same with Canelo. He's not undefeated, but he's fighting people, man. And you got to put yourself in a position to do so. So don't blame Money Mayweather, Pretty Boy Floyd, for fighters today necessarily want to be undefeated. Am I saying he's completely absolved of any blame? No, because he did promote it a lot. But at the same token, it's not all his fault. Let me know what you think in the comments. Love y'all. Talk to y'all soon. Peace.